Chairman Allen, he's sitting on his penthouse top in New York.
Well, I figured since you got the Statue of Liberty, I'd get Central Park. If you look off to the left, right near my ear, that's where I used to live when I lived in Manhattan.
Okay,
Oh, nice.
you're live. Thank you.
All right, thank you. I would like to call the Town of Rocky Hill Planning and Zoning Commission Zoom remote meeting of May 19, 2021 to order. My name is Dimple Desai, Chairman of the Commission. Public speakers who have requested to speak during the public portion of the meeting or any of the proposals for Commission's action is already given Zoom remote meeting link to participate. IT staff will assist me in recognizing the public speaker as they're listed on the speakers list. Because we are in a Zoom remote meeting, I'm going to go over some guidelines that I would like everyone to strictly follow so that we have a complete record of our meeting. There'll be a queue of speakers. Speakers will be recognized by IT staff. All the speakers are requested to keep themselves muted until they're needed to participate. Speak clearly, state your name and address for the record. You'll have 2 minutes to speak. Please monitor your time. Having said that, if you wish to speak again later, please inform me before you are done. These are very important steps as we participate remotely. So please respect this request. At this time, I would like to introduce the commission members and the staff present for this meeting. On my left would be Commissioner Zarelli, will be seated. Commissioner Giuseppe Aglico, who would be seated. We have on my right would be Commissioner Morhouse, who would be seated. Commissioner Robbins would be seated. And then I don't see Commissioner Brescia here, right? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. We also have Kim Ritchie, the town planner, and Eileen Knapp, the recording secretary. For the commission benefit of commissioners, assume we are sitting in the council chamber. I'll start recognizing commissioners from left and go to right for comments to avoid multiple conversation at the same time. I'll recognize commissioner when it is their turn to speak. And now I see Commissioner Brescia is here with us. Thank you. We'll move on to our agenda. So first item, public comment. And I see we don't have anyone in the public to comment on anything not related to the agenda items. Item 3, consent agenda. Can I have a motion?
Motion to approve the consent agenda.
Can I have a second, please?
Second.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Moving on to agenda item 4. Item A.
Street acceptance and open space acceptance for referral to Town Council, Capital Region Education Council. 1, street Gardner Way of approximately 1,289 linear feet. 2, open space of 86,883 square feet, approximately 1.995 acres, and 128,462 square feet, approximately 2.949 acres, located at 7 Gardner Way, ID 17-310.
Staff, you have any comments?
We do have with us this evening Attorney David Hoops. He was present for the last meeting, and he was also present during the application process for the construction of the school.
Okay.
We did provide him with a copy of a report just prior to the last meeting. There were some outstanding items. I did go out there and check, and while a few of these items may have been completed, there are others that have not been. One is specifically the old utility pole. There's a Helco pole number 475 that's out there, and you know the speed at which utility companies work. they have agreed to remove that. I'm sorry. But just saying. So I don't know if Attorney Hoops has something he wishes to say concerning the street.
I don't have anything specifically about the telephone pole. We have agreed to remove it. And I don't know, Ms. Ritchie, if there are, I'm not exactly on top of which things have been done to the satisfaction of staff and which ones haven't been, but we certainly would be amenable to a condition that a favorable recommendation is contingent on the remaining items being completed.
Yes, we did. I did send this on to NoSal Construction. Those are the contractors on site. I did send it on to Jason over at that company. I did not hear a response back from him, but they are minor items. We did originally question the sign because we hadn't seen that sign before on the ADA. While the ramp is ADA compliant, there's an area of sidewalk based upon the topography of the land where there's a small section of sidewalk that is not ADA compliant. And there is a sign up that states so. So if someone were to be in a wheelchair, what have you, they would be forewarned. And it's a long stretch down that road to get to Brook Street. But we did question that early on, and we did find that that is a standard practice. I have, yeah, we have no problems if you want to condition this on these items being completed, at which time the town engineer and I will go and inspect and verify these items have been taken care of, at which time we would then send it on to the town council for action.
All right. For the benefit of commissioners, I'll just go from my left to right if they have any questions or anything like that. Commissioner Zarelli,
I have none.
Commissioner Aglico,
I have none.
Commissioner Marhos,
Mm,
Commissioner Robbins,
No questions.
Commissioner Brescia.
No questions.
Thank you. All right. Moving on to item B. Or do we need a
Do
motion?
we need to take, do we take, yeah.
Okay, take action.
Motion to accept street acceptance and open space acceptance for referral to town council with a condition that is contingent on all staff comments on open items to be completed.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Thank you.
Item B, change of use, Paul Grebeck, proposing to change the use of Shunpike Business Center, Building B, Unit 10 and 11, from an office warehouse use to a manufacturing use, a distillery located at 1275 Cromwell Avenue in a BP2 Business Park 2 zoning district, ID 20-011.
All right, thank you. I see the applicant is here, so I will give podium to the applicant. You are muted. You're muted.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, my name is Paul Grebeck. I'm the owner of Deep River Distillers, and I'm looking to relocate my distillery to Rocky Hill. I thank you for taking the time, allowing me to speak to the board and about this project. We are in fact looking at that building on Shunpike Business Park, Unit 10 and 11. I've talked with the owner. We've done a preliminary walkthrough in the building, and it seems to meet my needs. We also met with the town planning, the town building inspector, and the fire marshal just to review the property to make sure that it would be suitable to be used as a distillery. So having had that meeting with the town, we decided to move forward and present at this meeting the zoning change for that building. Are there any questions or anything you want to ask of me? I mean, I could give you an introduction of who I am, what we're proposing to do there. Like I said, I am the owner of Deep River Distillers. I'm a chemist by trade. I've got 13 years of distilling experience. This is born out of an 80-year family tradition, and we are looking to expand the business from our existing business to a new location in Rocky Hill, if approved.
All right. What we'll do is, I'll just go from my left to right and see if any commissioners have any questions. Commissioner Zarelli?
Just one question. Is this material, the ethanol and everything, is it volatile, and does the fire department have to be involved with approval on this?
Yes, it is volatile. It's ethanol. It's 95% ethanol. So we did talk to the fire marshal as well, and we did look at the building, and the building is sprinklered, which was required for a distillery. So it's an H2 rated building. The rating for the product itself is an H3 hazard. So it's highly flammable. So it does need the sprinklers, and it needs the fire rated walls.
Okay, nothing further.
Fire marshal and the building inspector would have to sign off on the use of that building.
Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Glico?
Yes, how you doing? I just had a quick question. In the past, that complex uses for dumpsters, they kind of, it's like a community dumpster where everybody uses one dumpster. Is your waste going to be put in the dumpster, or is it, I know that when they were putting the brewer in, it was being.
There's really not going to be a lot of waste. There isn't, we just have ethanol and water are two components of our product. And then, the stuff that would possibly be put into a dumpster would be cardboard boxes and things of that nature. Nothing flammable, no liquid would go into that dumpster at all.
Okay. That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Morales?
Well, I have a comment. First of all, you mentioned that it was a change of zoning. It's actually a change of use for the building. The zoning will be the same, just a minor correction. I get technical with things like that and annoy people. The only question I have is, are there any fumes or emissions or anything coming out of the building or the process that might affect people in the area?
There should be nothing coming out. We have a still that would be distilling off the ethanol, but it's a closed system. So we have not to get too technical in terms of distilling, but there's a column that the fumes climb up the column, and then at the top of the column there's a condenser that's completely closed in, and the water, it's a water jacketed condenser which would cool the vapors back into liquid form and be collected in a receiving flask, completely closed. So there'll be no exposure of any fumes to the exterior of the building at all.
Okay, that's it. Thank you.
Thank you. Commissioner Robbins?
As far as the flammable liquid's concerned, is there any loading and offloading activities that might take place outside as part of the process?
There's a drive-up garage door. So anything that would be transferred, brought into the building would go in through that garage door. It shouldn't be anything outside. The ethanol will be offloaded on a small truck back into the building and then put it in a separate area inside the building.
Okay, and the largest container it would come in would probably be about 55 gallons?
Right, so we're looking to take delivery on a weekly basis, roughly about 55 gallons, and the maximum would be two 55-gallon drums, or less than 120 gallons of ethanol overall.
Okay. Those are my only questions at the moment.
Thank you. Commissioner Brescia?
So is it gonna be 120 gallons of ethanol stored, weekly, monthly? Is that the only thing stored?
That is our weekly production. 120 gallons of ethanol will be coming in, be processed through the still, and then immediately bottled into finished product. We're looking to do roughly about 1,300 bottles a week of 750 ml bottles of vodka a week. That would be stored in glass bottles and then in cardboard, waiting for transport to restaurants, bars, package stores, and distributors.
Okay, so you'll have like a separate area for storage?
Yes,
Okay. And are you gonna use any storage space above the building, or is there any storage
There's
space
no
anywhere
plan.
else?
yeah,
Okay,
there's no plan to use anything other than that space that's in there, no space above the building.
okay. And by chance, would you know where the closest fire hydrant is?
I don't know off the top of my head.
I just can't read it on this map. I can't see it. Okay, thank you. That's it for me.
All right, thank you. I don't have any further questions.
If I may,
Anyone else
if I-
would like to
oh.
follow? Okay,
if I may,
Yeah.
we did have preliminary meetings with economic development, and as Paul said, Michael Violet, building official, and Richard Renstrom, fire marshal. So they are aware, and they did also receive a copy of what you have in your packet. So they did provide any comments. You do have a letter also from Economic Development from Ray Carpentino concerning the change of use. I'm just going to read it for the record. The Shunpike Business Park is a flex space industrial park located in the B2 zone. The applicant, Deep River Distillery, wishes to relocate their operation from another municipality to Rocky Hill. The proposed use is a processor or manufacturer manufacturing an alcoholic beverage. The operation can be considered a clean, innocuous manufacturing operation. Deep River Distillery is a family-owned and operated Connecticut local business with an 80-year lineage. Their presence will be an added asset to Shunpike Village Park and a positive addition to our business community. That's from the Economic Development Director. The plan was reviewed by Health District, Fire, PD, Building, and Economic Development. Health District, the original concern was there going to be a tasting room? Typically with breweries and other places, you might have a tasting room. There is no tasting room being proposed. So Health District does not have any issues. There are no police concerns. The building official, should this get approved, will require engineer stamped drawings for the building. And those are the only comments we have.
Mr. Chairman,
yes.
I was just reminded of something that I want to ask. Is there going to be any retail sales coming out of that building, or is it all going to restaurants and further use?
It will just be pretty much distribution. There will be no retail sales out of that location. It's all going to either distributors, package stores, and liquor establishments, licensed liquor establishments. We're self-distributed at this point in time, which means we'll be distributing out of that location using a Sprinter van, like an Amazon type of van. We load that up with the finished product and we make deliveries to restaurants, package stores,
Okay.
and distributors.
So there'll be nobody coming up to it, walking up to a counter or doing purchases in the building. Okay, thanks. That's all I needed. Thank you.
Right, thank you. I'll just follow up based on a follow-up. I know this is question for the future, but do you expect retail or restaurant type setting in the future? I mean, what are your plans?
No, my plans is solely to be a wholesale distributor. We have no plans for a restaurant at this point in time. We're looking to take this product nationally, be a national brand. We're starting off obviously in Connecticut because I'm from Connecticut, but we're going to expand across state would be New York, logically.
Okay. All right. Any further questions from anyone? Seeing none, can I have a motion, please?
Motion to approve change of use for Building B, Unit 10 and 11, 1275 Cromwell Avenue, with all staff comments and approvals.
Have second, please.
I'll second that, and I have a discussion question.
Yep.
Can we add and modify that motion to say that there will be no retail sales out of the building? I know.
I accept.
Okay, thank you.
All right. All in favor of the revised motion?
Aye.
All right.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Welcome.
Congratulations. Welcome to Rocky Hill.
Thank you
Good
very
luck,
much
sir.
for your time.
You're welcome.
Look forward to working
Agenda
with you.
item C. Agenda item C, bond release request, Arborg Incorporated for work associated with the building addition and site improvements associated with 644 West Street, ID 13-141.
I don't see anyone present on their behalf. They did ask for a bond release. The site has been completed. Staff inspected the site. They had modified the parking arrangements. Handicap spaces are all completed, and their ground has stabilized. So I would recommend a bond release. I don't know if you wish to have the contractor present. They were sent a meeting invitation.
All right. Based on what we heard, Commissioner Zarelli, any questions?
The only question I would have is that do we have to have someone present to act on this motion?
You do not, unless they challenge what I said.
Okay. No questions.
All right, Commissioner Glico.
No questions.
Thank you. Commissioner Marhos.
Nothing.
Thank you. Commissioner Robbins.
No questions.
Thank you. Commissioner Bishop.
All set.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm all set as well. Can I have a motion, please?
Motion to bond release request, Arborg Incorporated at 644 West Street, with all staff comments.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor of the motion? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes 5-0. Item 5A, zoning enforcement update.
This time of year, our primary complaints have been unfortunately related to tall grass. We are getting some other complaints with people putting in storage containers popping up around town, and I mean the shipping containers that you see. And they're appearing in residential properties throughout the town. Some people are actually requesting that they be allowed in those locations, and we do have regulations on that. If you have a active building permit, you can have that. You can have temporary structures with respect to certain times, 6 months, not to exceed 6 months in a year, but we're seeing them popping up without benefit of permits. So we've been chasing those down, as well as unregistered vehicles. That's what we've been primarily dealing with.
I think a couple of meetings ago, we had discussed about storage containers, and I think they were given extension until March end or April, something like that. Right? That was across the burger place.
You mean we had an application for an individual wanting to put storage containers for rental units, correct?
Right, and the containers were already there. So I think there was a time frame for removal of those. So I don't know what the
Yes.
status is.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I know they were supposed to be removed. Last I was by there, and that was a while ago, I thought they had been removed. But there are some, there were some at CVS because they were doing remodeling.
And
'Cause
those
I
are
know-
gone, yeah.
So, yeah.
Kim, I was by there recently and they're not there anymore.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it was a while ago, a couple meetings ago.
Item 5B, minor modifications.
We will have, the senior center, community center is under construction at present. It is a major change to the town hall campus, and as such, the handicap parking at the police department and in front of the library has been assessed during that construction process. And there will be minor modifications to the handicap parking in front of the library and the police department. So you will be seeing that as a minor modification. Because we did a major change, we have to bring the complex up to today's standards. So you'll typically see that when a business, or in this case, a municipality, does some minor or major work on a site, you're going to see some upgrades with respect to handicap parking.
All right, so handicap parking would be where the police parking is and also the library?
The library, yes. The library has spaces right now, but they're under the old ADA standards. So now we have to bring it up to current day standards.
Okay.
So that'll be coming to either the chairman or the secretary for signature.
All right, thank you. Item 5C, Plan Implementation Committee update.
We had passed out the spreadsheet to plan implementation members, and I thought they went out to P&Z members. I'm not sure. This is a spreadsheet on all the action items in the current plan of conservation and development. And I want to thank Victor for filling out the survey. I want to thank Sandy Kelly for filling out the survey, and I too filled out the survey. And that was all we got back. So I'll be sending out a reminder to people to fill that out, or we will prioritize whatever Victor, Sandy, and I want. So
Did our members get it?
Sorry about that. I thought it had gone out in the previous packet. I will check.
I just want to make sure they also have opportunity to respond, if they wish to. So, I mean, we can send the soft copy so they can fill it out as well.
Okay.
Item 5D, legislation update.
We're still waiting to find out whether or not the housing legislation will go through. I believe they have 3 more weeks, possibly a month more in session. I think it's more like 3 weeks. And there's also legislation, House Bill 6641, that talks about remote meetings and how online and virtual business will be conducted. So that's something that the legislation is talking about as well. So the commission members are aware the town hall is open to the public. I was told by our IT department that the town council will be holding their first meeting in June in person. I don't know if the social distancing requirements will remain in the town council room. So this is kind of like a work in progress. We do have some items that I'm aware of for the next agenda. So we're kind of in a transition once again. So
All right. And I think one of the legislation, and I don't know whether that came out of committee or not, that was training for commission members, right? Or
I
some
believe it's
sort of-
4 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know in the past I had sent out a few items that were in committee. That was one of them. Accessory dwelling units, middle housing. There were a few that came out. Yeah.
Mhm. All right. Item 6, communications.
No, I already read the letter on the record from Ray Carpenter.
All right. Thank you. Item 7, approve bills, which I don't think we have any.
We do not.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes. Enjoy the maskless times now.